And joining us now is Tom Crowley, a retired special agent with the ATF. Thanks for being here with us tonight.
Sure.
Only retired since December, and we're pulling you right back in, so we appreciate it. All right, we want to be clear now. Bryce Reed not connected at this point to the explosion and to the fire, but what do you make of all this right now with the sheriff trying to make this connection?
Well, that's something investigators have to look at now. Okay. This is apparently fairly new evidence that came across, which they got probable cause to make the arrest. But as investigators, now you have to put the whole picture together to see if this is a separate incident or was it involved with the April 17th explosion.
So they've been on the ground there, the ATF agents, for 4 weeks. They've already said, listen, we're going to be here a couple of more weeks. What are they doing to put all those puzzle pieces together?
Well, it's a wide-ranging investigation. You've got the people at the scene, but you got people behind the scene doing surveillance, possibly, doing interviews, looking at videotape, looking at phone records. So there's a lot that people are not seeing that goes behind the scenes.
So we're not getting all the information. They're keeping a lot to themselves.
Absolutely, and you have to do that in these types of investigations because you don't want to jeopardize the investigation.
Sure.
Remember, if it's a crime, and we don't know if this is, the goal is successful prosecution. But you don't want to jeopardize it by putting out information that maybe the bad guy knows. As an example, the church fires in East Texas a couple of years ago.
You were very active in those cases, sure.
Right. The investigators were looking for a particular type of boot, very unique, but they did not put that out because they didn't want to spook one of the suspects. Also, it was out that there was 9 arson church fires. Well, actually, there was 10. The first one, Little Hope Baptist Church, was an arson fire, but investigators did not put that out to the media or the public. And once we identified a suspect, we followed him one day. He drove to a shop or restaurant, goes in the bathroom, and writes in the bathroom, Little Hope Church was an arson fire. I mean, that helped.
Yeah, that's the writing on the wall that,
exactly.
that you need in that case. You know, Steve brought up a question with Brandon I'm kind of curious about if Bryce Reed passing off the pipe bomb and bomb materials to somebody else 11 days after the explosion. Do you think he was already on the radar at all? Maybe he knew, like Steve said, that he was being watched, so he passed it off?
You would have to look into a person's background.
Yeah.
Especially in small towns where you have a lot of areas, people do experiment with explosives. It's not that difficult to make a device. The information is out there on the internet, and the materials are readily available. You could go to any hardware store to get everything you need.
Well, and this is confirmed that this neighbor told an ATF agent that Bryce Reed told him, yes, I had this pipe bomb, but it belonged to Cyrus Reed. Right. That's kind of an interesting development in all of this, too. And, of course, Cyrus is who Bryce, even though they have the same last name, not related, was so emotional about at this public memorial.
Right. Well, the investigators are going to look at everything. They're not going to make it public until they cross all the T's and dot all the I's so they can bring it to, if it's a crime, to federal court.
All right. Well, we're just going to keep on following it and see what happens. And thanks for coming out of retirement for a little while to be with us.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate you being here.